"You're all going to pay for this. Your records will follow you forever." They carried me to the front lawn. Someone shoved hidden candy into my mouth. The last thing I remember was sirens getting closer and Mrs. Wong screaming about her ruined evaluation while the other kids held her back from reaching me. But that wasn't the last time I'd see her face. I woke up to a paramedic saying blood sugar was 26. Another minute or two and we'd have lost him. The police were already there and Shakira had been recording everything on an old iPod she'd hidden. Mrs. Wong was demanding to speak to her supervisor while they cuffed her. But here's what really got her. Every kid had stories. Jordan's seizure meds went missing. Kiara's anxiety pills were deemed unnecessary. Bradley's inhaler was locked up for overuse. The investigation revealed she'd been pocketing medication money for years, claiming we were all drug-seeking while collecting bonuses for low medical costs. She got 8 years for child endangerment and embezzlement. But 8 years wasn't enough for me. Not after she almost let me die. And Mrs. Wong made one mistake that night. She forgot that foster kids grow up and remember everything. And some of us, we come back. 8 years passed before I saw her name again, printed on an official parole board notice that showed up in my email on a Tuesday morning while I was eating breakfast. My hands started shaking the same way they did that night, coffee mug rattling against the table as I read the words twice, 3 times to make sure I wasn't imagining it. Patricia Wong, inmate number 47,892, scheduled for early release consideration next month due to good behavior and prison overcrowding. The scrambled eggs turned to paste in my mouth and I pushed the plate away, stomach churning while my glucose monitor beeped its morning reminder. I grabbed the test kit from my kitchen counter where I keep it next to the coffee maker, pricked my finger with practiced ease, and watched the number appear, 118, perfectly normal, but my body didn't believe it. Every evening at exactly 7 p.m., I check my levels and take my insulin, a ritual that's become as sacred as prayer, because I know what happens when the numbers drop. My fingers still remember the cold tile, my tongue still knows that swollen feeling, and even now when my glucose dips below 70, my whole body floods with panic that has nothing to do with the actual danger. The trauma lives in my cells, coded into my DNA alongside the diabetes, twin conditions I'll carry forever. I kept Bradley's number saved in my phone all these years, but never called it, not once, until that morning when I scrolled through my contacts and hit dial before I could lose my nerve. He answered on the 4th ring, voice careful and guarded like he wasn't sure who was calling or why. When I said Wong's name and mentioned the parole hearing, the line went quiet for so long I thought he'd hung up. Then he cleared his throat and said, "Yeah, we should probably talk about that." That night I woke up at 3 a.m. drenched in sweat, my dream brain taking me back to that bathroom floor, fingers going numb under her shoe, the taste of metal filling my mouth while my vision went dark at the edges. I fumbled for my glucose monitor on the nightstand, checked the number even though I knew it was fine, 92, stable, safe, but my body was still back there on those cold tiles thinking it was dying. Some nights are like that, where the past reaches through time and grabs me by the throat, making me relive the countdown to unconsciousness. The next morning, I drove to the hospital records department and filled out the forms to request my emergency room file from that night, paid the $25 processing fee, and waited while the clerk printed everything out. The paperwork came in a manila folder, pages and pages of medical jargon, but there it was in black and white. Blood glucose 26 milligrams per deciliter on arrival, critical hypoglycemia, patient unresponsive. Seeing it written down made it real again, not just a bad memory, but documented proof that I almost died while she stood there and watched.